Hello. Welcome back to Everything and the Gym. My name is Shelby, and I am your host, and I have a lovely guest with me to hear today.
Lovely.
Lovely.
All right.
What is your name?
You know my name. My name is Aubrey Trufant, a.k.a. Dante Brigante, a.k.a. Dante Bizzle, a.k.a. Mas Fuego, a.k.a. The Heat in the Streets.
That's a lot of
We're here to
names.
bring the rice for the horchata, the chicken for the flauta, and the chile for the salsa, baby. And if you need some more crema for your taco, come and see me.
I could actually use that protein right now. So, if you brought a taco, I will gladly.
I love tacos.
What is your favorite taco?
My favorite taco, well, chicken mole. I love chicken
Oh.
mole tacos. And a close second would be maybe a mahi-mahi fish taco. Love those.
Okay, so where is your go-to for that?
My go-to for that, not to plug anyone in particular, but one of my favorite places to eat is 01 Ale House. They have pretty good fish tacos there, so I'm kind of partial to them. Yeah.
Wow, shout out.
Good for gains.
Yes, yes. Okay, so how old are you?
That's a secret.
Okay.
I'm 42.
42.
Yeah.
So you're 42. What do you do? I feel like most people who know you probably know what you do. But
There's a good visual for that. I do tattoos. It doesn't seem like a job to me. I am on a lifelong adventure, and wow, the characters I meet in this story I'm creating every day, it's been interesting. A ride for sure.
I am so excited to talk to you just about that journey, because you and I had a conversation like over a month ago, and I was like, man, I could just talk to him this entire time.
It's been that long, a month?
Yeah.
Man, we've been waiting a long time for this thing.
I know. So your journey, how do you say, okay, I'm going to be a tattoo artist?
Oh boy. When I figured that out, I was about 20 years old. I was in the Air Force. I had gotten my first tattoo when I was 17, and that's kind of when the spark happened. I didn't think, I'm going to wind up being a tattoo artist. I mean, I was in the Air Force, but it was something I was very enamored by and very interested in. So after having gotten that first one, I was kind of on a one-a-year diet. I made a promise to my parents, that I wasn't going to turn into something that, that would displease them. But I was kind of on a one-a-year diet. For my birthday, I would go and get a tattoo, and by the time I turned 20, I was just completely in love with it. And I had saved up, a couple of checks, and I thought to myself, I'm going to invest in this, and I'm going to be good at it. I didn't know I'd be this good at it, but
Yeah.
I always told myself that, and I never looked back.
That's to look at where you are now. How many people do you think you've tattooed now?
That's like asking me how many tattoos I have, but my answer for that would be almost one.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
What was your first tattoo?
My first tattoo was a little blue dragon, which both my brother and I kind of got together. He got his first, and I was like, dude, that's kind of along the lines of what I was looking at. Dennis Rodman, he was like my inspiration for my first tattoo, and he had got a shark with a big tribal sun on his left arm, and I was like, man, I love that. I was really into basketball there in the late 90s, and so enamored by that. I loved it, so I went and got one of my own. I got me a dragon with the tribal sun. Yeah, and then 2 days later, my dad was in there getting the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it still the same tattoo now? You haven't covered it up?
Oh, I have.
Oh.
At the time I was smaller, and as I got bigger and it started fading, I mean, I got this thing when I was 17, I'm 42. I just thought, what? It's time to shed the skin, like a snake does that, So I thought, I'm going to put something over top of it that I'm really interested in. And something that I'm always interested in tattooing is skulls. So I kind of got a big skull with some tribal to mask and cover up the old tattoo. Yeah.
Were you a drawer? Like, were you drawing things before you became a tattoo artist?
I was always an artist as a child. Both my brother and I shared a passion for art, and it just evolved and bloomed, and didn't really get super serious about it until we were adults. And then we figured out how to monetize that talent in doing tattoos. I mean, at first, when I was just in the Air Force, I would make some paintings and art for friends. You know, it started out, you know, like anyone who's trying to get their product out there, you kind of give them away, and then people start to see this stuff, and they're like, hey, I would like one of those. So, hey, I started a little gig for myself, little side hustle, making art on the side after work. And then that kind of rolled over into tattoos, you know, because my passion and this idea and passion was kind of pulsating in my soul, like, hey, I got to do this. I want to try something new. And that's just kind of stuck with me my whole life. I'm always like, man, I want to try something new. I've got a lot of energy, a lot of gas in the tank, and I still feel like outside of tattooing, I'm capable of a lot more.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to find out what that next thing is.
It's awesome. We haven't dug deep into your story just yet, but shirt is already coming off.
It's getting a little hot in here.
It is getting hot.
You know?
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are heating up.
Yeah. What does your shirt say?
Trufant.
Okay. So let's get into that. Do you tattoo with your brother? It's
Not
your brother?
anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
No, we all used to tattoo in one big house at the flagship. But since expanding and growing, we have 2 shops now.
Yes.
He is the boss at one, and I'm kind of a boss at the other. So we switch. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks. Sometimes it's once a month. But we spend time with our personnel at both stores just so they're, you know, getting to see us both and getting to experience us both and grow through us as we do through them, because your leadership skills and being a business owner evolves as you progress down the line, you know, down the stretch, if you will.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of rounds left to go, and I haven't peaked.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that, you know.
It's crazy.
Looking forward to it, but not necessarily, because then you're on the downhill slide.
It's crazy to hear you say that, because when I ask people about you, they talk about how you're very well known. You're very well known, not just here in San Angelo, but you're well known like around. And
It's interesting you say that, because, you know, oftentimes we don't see ourselves as other people see us. That's not something I really think about, but I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So do you go to shows? Do you go to shows around the world? And I'm also curious what
All
you're
the time.
doing.
All the time. Going to shows is a part of what we do. Going to shows is it's fun. It's an investment in your craft. A lot of fun stuff happens on the shows. What happens on the road doesn't necessarily stay on the road, so you got to be careful. You know, pick and choose your friends wisely and what activities you choose to partake in. But, you know, it's a lot about brotherhood and developing relationships and networking. So, yeah, I love going to shows, and I love showcasing what I can do.
Yeah.
And it's just really nice, you know, to caveat on what you were saying. You know, you've asked some people, and they're like, you're well known. Well, it's because I put the work in.
Yeah.
I probably work a lot harder than most. I am a workaholic. And, you know, I like to stay in good mental health and good physical health so I can continue to do that. It's tragic. And I think of Kobe, you know, like the Mamba mentality. If you're not practicing every day,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Do you tattoo every day? Do you tattoo
You might be wondering what was just happening.
Yes,
Well, this
was.
podcast is, everything in the gym. Well, we're in the gym, and this is everything.
Tell
So,
the people-
you got to baby oil up at times.
Tell the people who
You got to glisten, you got to shine.
are not.
You can't dance
What?
under the bright lights unless you got a little shimmer.
For those of you who are just listening, he's rubbing baby oil all over his arms. But why baby oil?
Because lotion just doesn't put that shine on,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
You got to glisten.
All right, so let's talk about, I'm sure there's a big transformation here. What was your first tattoo that you ever tattooed on somebody?
Well, that's a good question. I remember, I'll never forget. It was on a friend of mine, Paul, who worked in a gym. He was the gym manager. I mean, most often people would see him as someone who handed you your towel and greeted you when you came in. But I was in Alaska at the time, and I had developed this good relationship with this guy at the gym because I was always there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, great guy. And he kind of volunteered to be my guinea pig. So I put like a Celtic iron cross on him, and it came out really good. I was blown away at like how I was able to execute my vision. But I had also been reading a lot about what I was about to do. Like there's this old book called Huck Spalding's Tattooing A to Z, kind of informational book about tattooing, and I bought that book. I read it twice before I even thought about asking a friend or getting someone in there to tattoo. So I kind of had a good idea, like, all right, things are set up well, this is how to stay sterile, and this is how you execute the tattoo. I just went for it.
Yeah.
And it came out really well. It wasn't until 2 or 3 tattoos later that I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is difficult. And those people who are really good at it, I mean, they make it look easy. And people think, oh, I can do it too.
It's probably a lot harder than what people think.
Yeah, it's difficult. I find that every day. It bears truth every day, like every day's a new challenge.
Do you get tattoo requests now where it is pretty challenging for you?
On occasion, yeah.
Yeah.
But they usually come out well because I put a lot of pressure on myself. Some people work well under pressure. Mm-hmm. Some people crumble like a little cookie. You can tell because they start sweating and just looking of discomfort all over them. But, I do a little homework. I look at what's in front of me. I make the stencil, and I go after it with everything that I've taught myself, everything I've learned. And getting tattooed, you learn a lot about application, what looks good on the body, where to put what, and when to tell your customer, that's not going to look good. Let me help you make a good decision.
So how many people have you been tattooed by?
Ooh, probably like maybe 16 or 17 different friends of mine. Yeah, it was, in the beginning, I didn't know anybody, but as I progressed in this realm, I only kind of got tattooed by friends or people I respected, like I loved their work, and I thought, hey, I kind of want what I do to look like that, so there's an influence there. But then I stopped caring, and I just thought, I want whatever I put out there to come from in here. So that's just the direction I started moving in. And people started to notice, people started talking about that, and I created a demand for what I do, and boy, I've been riding the wave.
I was looking at some of your work this morning, actually.
Yeah.
Kendall Stacy.
Oh, I love Kendall. Yeah, he's great.
He's one of my favorite people to talk to at the gym. But when I first started thinking I wanted to ask you to be on here, I was like, okay, I know you know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, please tell me more about him. And he was showing me, I went up to him this morning. I was like, let me see your work again. And he was showing me.
Oh, you saw him this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
It's really good work. It's impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm curious, what is the most painful area that you've been tattooed?
My head.
Your head.
Yeah, here.
How long did that take?
And my armpit.
How
Yeah,
long?
like, yeah, that one. I got a spider with a skull in my armpit.
Oh my gosh.
That hurt pretty bad. You can't hide there.
Which one hurt worse, the head or the armpit?
It's pretty comparable. But also the low back where like your butt becomes your back right there, that spot hurts so bad.
How long did the one on your head take?
4 hours. Yeah, I got that in Hawaii last summer. It was the day after I got married, and I kind of got it in tribute to that, and just being enamored by the Hawaiian/Polynesian culture. I was like, dude, I gotta have something like that, you know. And it was kind of an initiation because, man, those guys embraced me just like I embraced them. I love going to Hawaii, and I'm so glad I have friends there and people who care enough about me to kind of facilitate what I'm feeling inside and have a reciprocated feeling there. So that was really cool, getting this tattoo. Shout out to Jordan Wolf at Hiwa Tattoo.
Yeah, it looks painful.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I'd do it again. Maybe over here.
Hey, yeah, you could make them go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that.
good side, bad side.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, do people perceive you differently because you have all of your tattoos?
I don't know. I forget that I have them sometimes, but I do realize that I'm different, and although tattoos have become more popular and you're seeing more people with them, there's probably not very many people as tattooed as myself. So I'm sure, like, if I'm in the locker room or just even here at the gym or at the pool, you know, I'm sure people are paying attention to that. But I don't feel like people treat me any different. I do a lot of business in town, especially with the tattoo convention. Shout out to all my sponsors and people who support us in those endeavors. So I have learned to communicate and hold myself as a professional because, you know, I want to carry on and build professional relationships in my community. So I don't know. I don't notice being treated any differently because I treat people with love and respect, and that's kind of what I've gotten back in return. I'm lucky.
Yeah, that's good. What is one thing you've learned about yourself from starting your journey with your business from the beginning?
That is a hard question to answer.
Is it hard
Something I've learned about myself, that I'm part of something bigger than myself, and that my job isn't necessarily about tattoos anymore. Tattoos I can do. It's about people.
What do you mean by that?
Delivering a good experience that people can walk away with a good memory. And now that's kind of translated into being a better boss. Helping my people become more like me. Not become me, but develop better habits and being able to execute their art at a higher level, and just helping them along the way, you know, because I didn't have anybody to help me. I had a lot of mountains to climb on my own, so it's nice to be able to help others.
I feel like that hit a heartstring for you.
Makes you proud.
Yeah. So what were some of those struggles, if you are open to elaborate?
Struggles with what specifically? I mean, because there's a lot. I mean,
I feel like
you encompass a lot as you know, everybody wakes up and they're dealing with something, and that's something I think a lot of people forget. We show up to work thinking, oh, we'll be able to joke today, or we're just going to press along like everything's all, but you know what? Everybody is going through something. Sometimes that's business-related problems. Sometimes that's friendship issues. Sometimes it's stuff that's going on at home or children, or, you know, maybe there's something happening externally that you're kind of bothered by, whether that's, you know, friends falling victim to alcoholism or drug addiction or whatever the case may be. Everybody's going through something, right? So I've encountered a lot of different things that I've had to learn to navigate, and now to piggyback on what I just answered before, I'm helping these other kids that work for me get through situations and being kind of a coach in a sense, you know. And if you're not pissing these guys off, you're not being a good boss. You know, sometimes I piss them off, and how their movie plays is different than how my movie's playing. And it always, everything I talk to these guys about always comes from a good place.
Let's go with, what is the best advice that you could personally give to somebody that was going through a hard time right now? I usually ask this at the end, but I feel like it'll merge well in this part.
The best advice that I could offer someone going through a hard time right now?
Yes.
Huh. Well, those hard times I've dealt with in many different ways, but one that works well for me is coming to the gym and just forgetting about your problems for a little bit and focus on cleansing your mind and putting your body to the test. However frequently you choose to do that, I come 5-6 days a week. This is church. And I kind of just put my headphones on and go to work. Some people use the gym as a place to fraternize or hang out, or, you know, a sense of community. They come and chat and see people. But I'm here for a different reason, and that's to kind of cleanse myself of what I'm experiencing or what I'm about to experience going into work, you know what I mean? Because like I said, tattoos I can do, but, you know, people is my new, that's my new job, you know? Whether that's helping someone or putting a cool tattoo on someone and delivering a good experience, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. But coming to the gym has always helped me get through those difficult times.
So is the gym mental for you?
It's very mental. I picked up this great habit, and I call it a good habit because, you know, if you don't have good habits, like, you're not going to see any results. You have to stay pretty consistent along with eating well to see any kind of result. But in the Air Force, you know, they train you, calisthenics, you know, they give you the base layer of what to do to stay in shape, but it's really on you to how far you want to take that.
Yeah.
And it's just something that's always stuck with me, and I'm so glad that, you know, I went through those. I mean, going in the Air Force was a difficult time. I mean, going through a 6-week training in the Air Force, that was, you know, that's no easy feat, you know. For some people, I saw them drop out. I saw some people have a very difficult time and go into depression. I saw people, you know, maybe want to, you know, have bad thoughts. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And that was sad to see, you know. But I didn't have those issues, you know. I always pushed through those difficult times. So push through, perseverance. Believe in yourself.
Great
and persevere. Go to the gym. Pop a couple push-ups. You'll feel better.
You want to do some push-ups? We are going to cut to a commercial break, and we will be back shortly.
Hey y'all, I'm Stephen Hambright.
And I'm Ashley Hambright.
And we're the Hambright Team Realtors with Coldwell Banker Legacy.
Welcome home. We know you have a lot of choices when it comes to selecting a realtor, so we want to tell you a little bit about us and why the Hambright Team would be the perfect fit to help you buy or sell your next home.
First of all, we're a lot of fun.
Stephen, nobody cares about that.
Well, it doesn't hurt.
But really, it's important to have a realtor that's knowledgeable about market conditions in your area, available inventory that meets your needs, and of course, having an agent that's experienced in guiding you through the entire process of buying and selling a home from start to finish.
Coldwell Banker Legacy is a great company with an incredible history and reputation. We are continuously provided with so much support, whether that is professional development or better ways we can assist our clients in reaching their goals.
And we know buying a home is a huge moment in people's lives, so being chosen to be part of that journey is such an honor, especially in San Angelo. We strive to do whatever it takes to help our clients find the perfect home.
As realtors, our clients are the reason for everything we do. Listening to a client's needs and requests, being available for questions, and making sure they're treated the same way we would like to treat our friends and family are among the top priorities for us.
We're parents, we work full-time, we volunteer in the community, we understand crazy lives, so we know life can be messy.
But buying or selling a house doesn't have to be. Call the Handbright team.
And we're back, and Aubrey's putting more baby oil on his legs.
Oh, you did that on purpose.
I did do that on purpose.
Oh, gosh. You caught me. That's how I love to start off my videos. If you follow me on Instagram, that's kind of like my go-to. Every time I, just feel the urge, it starts off with, oh, you caught me. But anyway, yeah, I'm usually doing something silly or just kind of pumping the new tattoo that I did. But those videos are always fun.
Perfect timing to add your social media link in.
Yep, you can follow me at Trufant_1 on Instagram. I'm no stranger and I'm not hiding, so it's just my name, Aubrey Trufant, on Facebook. If you feel like you want to see some cool tattoos and watch my adventure unfold, I mean, those are two good avenues to take.
Yeah,
Give me a follow.
me too. Just kidding. All right, let's get into your fitness journey.
Fitness journey.
So, did you play sports in high school?
Sorry, I got a twitch.
Looks like you have a cramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played sports as a kid, yeah. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer, and even tennis.
Wow.
Yeah, tennis was fun.
Yeah. Do you still play tennis?
No.
No.
I still have the stuff. I like to, hit it around, but there's not many people I know anymore that are interested in tennis, so I kind of, it's just on the shelf right now.
I'll go play with you.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to pick up golf.
Oh.
Yeah, me and a buddy we're putting together a golf tournament, Twin Cactus Golf Tournament. And this is all in efforts to help, again, this is me caring about other people. I'm helping raise money for the Central High School DECA program. My kid's involved in that, and boy, it's been amazing watching her blossom in this program. She's wants to be in business marketing, maybe minor in finance. We shall see when she goes to college, but she's really been excelling in this program, and I just felt a calling, to do something to help those guys out. So we're putting together a golf tournament in efforts to help them out. Please come play.
When is that?
October 26th, which is a Saturday. We've rented out, what is it, what's that golf course?
Bentwood?
The other one, the big one.
The
It's
big
right
one.
outside of town.
Oh.
Quicksands.
Yes.
Yep, we rented out Quicksands, and we're going to play all day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Are you good at golf?
I am not. I love Top Golf. There's big holes in the ground. I love whacking the ball real good.
Yeah.
But now, I'm going to be doing a lot of practice in between now and then, obviously, and I want to get good at it, man.
All right.
I was recently gifted a set of clubs, ping clubs.
Oh. That's a
and
big
I
thing.
thought, wow, what a gift. And boy, would it be disrespectful not to put this gift to good use. So now I'm taking up golf.
That's awesome. It's probably pretty calming too,
Yeah.
being like out, away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A few beers.
Wind in the hair, a few beers, sunglasses, chilling.
As long as you take your baby oil.
Oh, well, that's a must. That'll be in the golf bag.
Okay, so you play sports. What happens after you graduate high school with your fitness journey?
sadly and unfortunately, I didn't get any sports scholarships. But I did apply to go to the Air Force Academy, which I got in. I was accepted. I was just a little late. I had gotten my acceptance letter, and Texas had already chosen their two representatives that were going to go on and get a full ride, 4-year scholarship to the USAF Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. However, what they did offer me was something similar, but it meant going to school for 5 years. Oh. So one of those years was going to be a preparatory school. And I was 17. I graduated a little early. And I was like, man, I want to go to college, but 5 years? And then this overwhelming feeling of, because what I heard is like going to that school is like 4 years of what a basic training would be. And I just thought, man, am I going to be able to take that? I don't know. So I just thought to myself, you know what, I'm ready to get out the house. I'm ready to start this adventure called life and be independent. So I enlisted first. I just went straight into military. Yeah. Straight into getting a paycheck, which was really nice. That was the other benefit I was looking forward to. Plus, I had ROTC in my back pocket. You know, I spent 4 years in ROTC in high school, so automatically going in, I was a higher rank than all the other kids. Yeah. You know, so I got paid a little better.
I didn't know that came into effect.
Oh yeah, just like when these kids go to college and they're in ROTC, they come in as an officer, but ahead of the game. You know, they get a little higher pay because of that program. Wow. Mm-hmm. And I just think, man, if I had gone that direction, how much different would my life be?
Would have been completely different, I'm sure.
Extremely different. You know, I wouldn't be the man I am today or have all the experiences I had. I probably would not be a tattoo artist. I don't know. But I'm really glad life unfolded in that direction and to be sitting here with you talking about it.
Yeah. Okay, so what were your workouts like in the Air Force? Like, what are things that you had to do to maintain shape?
Boy, they push you. A lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of running. And they have you do all these other calisthenics as well, which, you know, I don't remember the names of all of them, but there was this one that after you did a bunch of push-ups, you rolled over and you're kind of sitting in a sit-up position and you're doing this number, you know, and after having done 60 push-ups and you're yelling, 1 wolf pack, 2 wolf pack, you know, your shoulders are just killing you. They're on fire. Yeah. But everybody doing it in unison, it's pretty cool. You're like, man, I'm not alone.
Yeah. How many people were around you? Do you know?
I mean, these flights are 60 people deep, at least 60 to 90 people, especially if more than one flight is together. But usually a flight, I think, is anywhere from 30 to 60 people, you know, depending, you know, how big your bay is. You know, depends what dorm or squadron you're in, you know, like however big their facility was, it's how many kids they could pack into this place. That was your flight.
How long were you in basic? Was that basic training?
Basic training is, at the time when I went, it was 6 weeks. Could have been 7, because I remember doing an extra week for field training. Yeah.
So did you have to maintain those kinds of workouts after that period?
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to have a certain standard to stay in the Air Force. So you got to maintain a certain weight. And boy, sometimes I push the envelope, you know, just because I got comfortable, thinking, oh yeah, I'll just hit the gym really hard and I'll be fine. I'll meet the requirement. But boy, don't do that. It was tough. So yeah, something that you have to work on is, you know, constantly staying in shape so that way you meet the criteria to be able to stay in the Air Force. You know, it's like getting to go to an NFL team. You know, these kids, they did the work to get there, but can you maintain this level of being in shape and making the plays and such to stay on the team? Because they'll cut your ass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever have to do any kind of like active duty while you're in the Air Force?
Active duty?
Yeah.
That's what I was active duty.
Yeah.
So yes, I deployed, if that's what you mean,
Yeah.
if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deployed like 3 times First time was right after 9/11, 3 days after that catastrophic and terrible day occurred, where a lot of people were affected and lost their lives. 3 days later, I was on a plane to Korea.
Was that terrifying?
Absolutely. And lucky for me, I was kind of on the B team. The A team went straight to Afghanistan. So, like, they were in it. But I think, with it being the beginning, those guys were not immediately, I'm not for sure, but like, let's just say this, nothing happened so catastrophic that they felt the need to send B team, which was us. We were in Korea at a forwarding base. They didn't feel the need to send B team to Afghanistan. So I feel like those people, whatever happened during that little tour, that time period, was relatively safe until things got escalated and got a little more difficult, if you will. That I was able to just stay at the forwarding base and be like kind of like the backup situation along with the rest of my team. So we went to Korea and we started, basically bringing up a base that had been kind of dormant for a while because obviously there had been a lot of war or anything like that during that time. But these bases were there just in case some shit happened, right? Excuse me.
You're good.
However, so they sent us there, and we're getting things together, bringing systems up. My job was heating and air conditioning, so I'm going to all the facilities on base, making sure that heating and air conditioning is up to par, and checking out all the hotels and the little lodging situations that people would need to open, so when they come to the base, they have a place to stay and feel comfortable.
So you were deployed 2 more times after that, correct?
Yes, so I spent a good time, probably 6 months in Korea, which it was fun, but difficult and stressful all in one. It was an adventure for sure. Made a lot of friends there. It was cool. But after that, I got to go to Japan, and that was a cool 6 weeks. Got to see a different culture and eat some cool food, and boy, are electronics cheap there.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, dang, I could really use this. But, you can't bring it all back with you. So, you buy what you can. And I don't know if you remember, but at the time, like, CD players were super popping at the time. But now we got these phones that kind of just, you can Bluetooth, you don't even have to connect your earphones anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was really enamored by the cool electronics at the time there because, that's kind of where they're made.
Yeah.
Anyway, post-Japan, I deployed one more time to Kyrgyzstan, a little closer to the action. And I got to experience a little bit of that myself with something occurring on base that really freaked everybody out. But I'm glad I experienced all of those things.
Okay, so you decide to get out of the Air Force. What led you to that decision?
Well, force shaping was happening. George Bush had determined, like, hey, we've got too many personnel. I think what we're going to do is start shifting these soldiers into other jobs that are, like, we're having trouble filling, like cops and people's jobs that had to do with planes, like loadmaster or maybe ammunitions or just some jobs that were a little less desirable, like with people coming in. They had trouble signing up those kids to do those jobs. So like the people that were in, they wanted to push and help gravitate those soldiers into doing these jobs they were having trouble filling. And I didn't want to do anything that was on the list. There was one that interested me. It was OSI, Office of Special Investigations, which at the time I was watching a lot of shows about, being an investigator, and I thought that was interesting. And that was something they were pushing me into, and they did like a big background check on me and everything. And just when I thought, yeah, I'm going to make this transition, my dad calls me up and says, hey, Bubba, I just bought a commercial building. He's like, how about you start your dream job and become my first renter? And that's when it all changed.
That's actually very cool. So, did you take that opportunity right then when your dad called you?
I didn't think about it. Yeah, I said, yeah, okay.
Did you know that you wanted to tattoo at that point?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I had been tattooing
okay.
in their Air Force. Let's back up a little bit because there's a lot to unpack here. While I was in the service, I would get off of work. I would go to this tattoo shop. I got hired at the first tattoo shop I went into.
Wow.
I took my little book because at this point I had been tattooing 2 years on my own, out the house, no direction. And all I had were these magazines to kind of look through and be like, man, I want my work to look like this. So as I'm working along, I'm taking pictures and developing this little portfolio. And I thought, man, there's got to be more to this. Like I don't feel like I know everything. I want to learn. So I took this portfolio of mine to a tattoo shop in Colorado Springs. This was my last duty station before I exited. I got the job, and I was so happy. It was a year and a half I was there. And there was some fun times there. But then there were some very difficult and mentally challenging times there too. But I was so eager and so pumped to be just accepted, and I'm in it, I'm doing the thing that I wanted to do, and I was doing it on the side. I already had a steady paycheck, but here I am making money on the side. I was pumped.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is that these people, and now I do because I'm in that situation, these people didn't have that steady paycheck. That was their job. That was how they fed their family. That's how they supported their loved ones. And with me being so eager and they're, trying to do what they do and learn to be like them, they kind of thought like, oh, who's this guy think he is,
So then you go from there
Yeah.
to,
I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
By the end, they let me go.
oh, so they said goodbye.
This is the most, it's interesting. Like I was giving too much. I was too interested. I was just too much for them.
Sometimes people
They said,
can't
you know
handle
what?
it.
Maybe you belong in a custom shop. Maybe, that kind of atmosphere. That was a walk-in kind of a shop.
Were you intimidating?
I must have been. And like I said before, we don't see ourselves like other people see us. So anyway, I was there a year and a half, and I learned a lot, what to do and a lot what not to do. And I was able to take all that information and put it towards the journey I was about to embark on and what I do now. So it was an all for nothing.
It's crazy that they told you that you would do better in a custom shop, and then your dad calls and tells you to follow your dream. Those are crazy dots aligning.
The timing.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that way. Like my whole life, I just feel like the stars always align for me. But I think it's because of the energy you put off, and the things you manifest and the things you practice and work towards. We can hope and wish and pray all day. We can go to church every Sunday. But if you're not putting the work in to achieve those things that you're wanting in your life, they're not coming.
Did it take you a long time to achieve that mindset?
Hard to say. I feel like it's probably come to me a lot quicker than some.
Because people wait a long time to
People
find.
wait a long time. But I knew that if I wanted anything good in my life, you gotta go get it. I try to like push that on people, not push it on people, but I share that with others. And I don't see them follow through.
It hurts. Because you know their potential.
It doesn't. I see the potential is there. And you share this knowledge that, man, I feel like it took a lot for me to obtain, and it just goes by the wayside, people not following through, or, taking the advice, or, man, I just gave you a shortcut, bruh, and it just bears true. You can lead a horse to water, but you sure can't make them drink. But that's all right.
But it's kind
That
of
means
like,
that lake or that source is a lot more full for me. Yeah, and I'm thirsty.
Hey,
I'm hungry.
you have to stay thirsty, and you have to stay hungry.
That's
you have
right.
to stay moving.
You don't got to be the best at anything. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. You just got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. And through consistency, you will become a master.
Do you think you will ever be satisfied?
No,
No. What are you pulling out over there?
not even close. I'll never be satisfied. And I think that it's got people's attention, and they're asking, like, when is it going to be enough for this guy? It's never enough.
Yeah. So what does your workouts look like nowadays?
Well, we're going to have to back it up a little bit.
All right, let's back it up.
My workouts, a lot of times were just to stay physically fit. And on my journey in tattooing, mind you, I've been tattooing 22 years this July. 22 years is a long time. And boy, you gotta do something to keep your back in good health, your mind in good health, your body in good health, because the amount of time that is required of you to stay focused, it affects some people, But if you're not doing something to keep your head on straight and your body in shape, you're gonna struggle. And I wanna make the money. I don't like leaving money on the table. So if there's opportunity, I want to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I work hard. But anyway, backing it up a little bit, there was this opportunity for me to try something new. And we already touched on that. I love trying new things. I love immersing myself in something that is interesting, and I'm all in, right? I boxed 2 years.
Oh.
My buddy Keith calls me up, and he's out of Austin, Texas, and he was so in love with boxing. He started putting on tattooer-related boxing events.
Wow.
So he calls me up, and he wants me to fight. I think you can do it. Will you commit to this, And I said, yes. So I trained 7 months to get ready for this first boxing match of mine. And it was amateur boxing. I mean, it was official. You had to go through USA Boxing, submit the application, pay your fees, and start training like an amateur. Because we're about to embark on a serious amateur fight. It was, refs, everything. It was all set up. This is at the Midway in Austin, Texas. I was scared.
Were you scared to get hit?
Well, I mean, boxing is not a team sport.
Yeah.
And if you want to win, there's another guy on the other side trying to do the same thing to you as you're about to do to him. I beat that fool.
Did you ever do it again?
I did. After climbing the mountain once, I had to do it again. So again, I took 3 months off, trained another 7 months, and prepared for another fight. That first one, I won TKO. For those that don't know, technical knockout, that's you knock him down 3 times. That's a knockout. This guy can't continue because he just can't defend himself. was like having a baby.
Why? That's not what I expected.
The feeling you get after winning a fight that you put that much into, like, a lot of sacrifice. Excuse me. Between working out, eating right, running all the time away from your family, there's a lot that goes into it. So after winning something like that you put so much into, it was amazing. Amazing. If I had a time machine, I would go back to that time. The second fight was even better. That one I won by unanimous decision. And that fight was against a friend of mine. But during that time we were training, no phone calls, no contact. I was preparing for something different, like I agreed to fight him, he agreed to fight too, and it just, man, the relationship changed. But then after the fight, I mean, it was all fair and square. I mean, he gave me everything, I gave him everything. It was all love after that. It was sick.
So did you fight again?
I didn't feel a need to do it a third time. I mean, going through it twice, man, your relationship struggles. It's hard on the body. I know why the boxers do it. I mean, they're making millions of bucks. I was able to walk away with some hardware. They did some trophies for the winners, and you got a new tattoo machine, a set of ink, and there was some prize there. But I didn't do it for that stuff. I did it because I wanted to prove to myself that it could be done. Yeah, so I did those things.
Do you regret doing those things?
Hell no.
No.
No, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
So why are you not boxing now?
Well, because I saw some of my friends who are my age hurting themselves, breaking their hands or their arms. And I'm like, man, there ain't no insurance for this. If I can't go to work, then what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
I ain't making those millions. So I climbed the mountain twice, and I told myself, I'm good. I'm a spectator now, and I can show up to these events, and I can speak, and I can wave and be like, yeah, I'm a previous winner. But I didn't feel the need for the spotlight again. But man, it was nice. Being in that ring and looking around, it was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny, you get tunnel vision. All of it just goes away. Once the bell rings, it's just you.
It's like an adrenaline rush, I imagine.
You and that other person,
Yeah.
All those things didn't matter. Winning was the only thing that mattered.
Okay, so you're boxing. What happens when you're done boxing?
Whew. Your body's on fire, boy. Like, you're just immediately in recovery mode.
How long is recovery?
It was probably a couple of days before I felt myself again, like normal. But to be honest with you, after both of those fights, I got drunk. Celebration. God, it was good. My dad was at both of those fights. And the noise that came out of this man. Making someone seeing how proud you make somebody.
Pulls at you.
Really grabs you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is your dad still around? Yeah. Are you guys close?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still around. Excuse me for a moment.
that's okay. We'll be back.
What would you do with an extra 60 minutes in your day? Do you go for a walk? Do you pick up the weights? Maybe you even help a friend. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. Here at Fitness 1440, we believe in making every minute count. Spend some of those minutes here with us on our turf zone, in our free weights area, the cold plunge, the sauna, and personalized small group fit classes because we are open 24/7. Fitness 1440 is family owned, which means you are giving back to the San Angelo community when you spend time with us. Our members are like family here, and we take pride in our cleanliness. Use code 1445 to receive your first month free and join the Fitness 1440 community today. That's 1440 FIBES. And don't forget to make every minute count.
Welcome to Hera Health, an innovative women's health and aesthetic clinic created, well, by women. Hera Health specializes in hormonotherapy, aesthetics, PCOS, peri and menopause phases, postpartum, and weight loss. Now maybe you're questioning, why do I need to visit Hera? If you are exhausted, maybe you have low libido, you have some stubborn weight to lose, maybe you have painful periods, or you just don't feel like yourself, or maybe you're looking for a confidence boost. Hera Health should be your go-to place. When you enter those doors, you are greeted by like-minded women who understand your concerns and fears. Hera Health also offers aesthetic care like dermal filler, microneedling, medical-grade skincare products, and so much more. They also offer a wellness program to help with your workouts and nutrition. You can book your appointment online at herahealthpllc.com or give them a call at 325-238-7286. Healthcare for women by women.
Yeah, a lot. So sometimes it's difficult for me to like keep it together.
I feel you. I hope my journey is as it's mindset and the way you look at life, whether that moment is meaningful or if you're just like passing by and you're not in the right mindset, then you miss it.
You miss it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have happened for me. I mean, good and bad, you know, and it's sometimes you get a little emotional.
Yeah, it's okay.
It is.
It's okay.
Because those are some good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to bring us back in?
Let's bring it back in.
All right.
We're back.
We are back. Okay, so let's talk about what your workouts and what you do today look like. And then what is your nutrition? What are you eating?
You want to talk about what I'm eating?
Yeah, what are you eating? Baby oil?
No. I like to start the day off with what's called Morning Glow.
What is that?
You've never heard of this?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I'm
man.
scared.
You're going to die and go to heaven because, man, there's this secret yogurt I get, and then you put some strawberries, bananas, line it in the middle with a little peanut butter, and then you sprinkle a little granola on top. It's kind of how I've been starting my day, and then I'll have a little espresso.
Oh.
That's before I come to the gym. I usually come to the gym after breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spend an hour and a half here, and, you know, then I'm getting ready for work mentally and physically. Yeah.
Okay, so
I usually fast at work. I hate eating at work.
Wait, what?
I don't like working on a full stomach. You will lose focus and you will get sleepy.
How long are you working?
1 to 9.
Are you do you like supplement with protein or something like right after your workout, or are you just like?
Sometimes I get a protein shake. Sometimes. Lately, I have not been.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So,
If I look wrong at food, it sticks to me, so I just don't bother.
oh, whatever.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll have breakfast. I'll fast during the day, but at night, they tell you not to do this. But, I kind of eat after I get off of work so that way I can just decompress and relax. But, I don't overindulge. Generally, of course, people are trying to eat clean. I don't care. No, I'm going to eat what the fuck I want. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to tear it up in the morning. Yeah.
So you're eating twice a day, pretty much.
Pretty much twice a day. Sometimes if I can get my hand on a little bag of chips or something during the day, maybe I'll eat that. But other than that, I'm just shining up, just baby oiling up.
Yeah.
Keep things.
Because that's important.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working out 5 days a week?
5-6 days a week,
days.
yeah.
How long are your workouts?
At least an hour and 30 minutes.
Do you follow a set schedule? So like back and by, chest and try?
On some days, it's all cardio. It's mind-blowing. I just go based on feel,
You want to go race?
So, sometimes it's just cardio. Some days where I feel like I need to focus on something specific, I will do that. I'm not in this journey for bodybuilding or anything of that nature. So, I'm not looking like some of these guys or, I look yoked, but I'm not straight yoked like these dudes that are just trying to, maybe they're not involved in a show. Maybe they're just into looking good or whatever. I don't know. But some of these guys are looking large and in charge, but I don't need that. I don't have to lift heavy things for my job. I just need to be in shape, mentally and physically.
Yeah. Do you take any pre-workout?
Oh, yeah, every time. Yeah.
What is it?
What is
It's
your bucked up. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's
Okay.
bucked up.
The amount of times people have said bucked up. What's your favorite flavor?
I've kind of been just going through them, different ones to find my favorite flavor. I think the kiwi one, the strawberry kiwi one is good.
I haven't tried that one.
The Miami Nights one is good.
That one is good. Yeah.
Gym and Juice is good. Yeah, I've tried them all. They're not bad. Bucked Up is a good brand.
Yeah.
But I like the hardest one. What's it?
Oh, the bucked AF or
Yeah.
something AF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Give it all to me.
Does it make you feel jittery or anything, or are you just into it?
No, I like the nootropic side of it because it keeps me focused. Otherwise people start messing with their phone too much or jacking with the music too much. Or I just want to stay in it. So once I'm working out, I'm in it.
What kind of music do you listen to when you work out?
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
No, it's mostly hype music, party music,
Yeah.
rap music.
Shake that. Just kidding.
A little bit of EDM kind of music, and sometimes it's like alternative music. Yeah. I can't stand metal. I can't do screaming. I don't listen to it at work. I mean, that's just so you're around it a lot in a typical tattoo shop setting. You're like, man, I can't even understand what this guy's yelling about. It's not appealing to me whatsoever. Not to say that it's not art and that, people aren't good at it. It just doesn't appeal to me as something I want to listen to in my leisure time or my workout time.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a good question. It's something I ask my people, when I'm tattooing them, one of my favorite questions to ask to kind of get them to open up is what do you think about most often?
Oh.
Yes, so that way we establish some connection, right? One of the things I think about most often and where I see myself in 5 years, it's kind of the one and the same, but I often think about my future. What's that going to look like? And I don't know, I stopped worrying about it because, I'm kind of experiencing and finding new things all the time. It kind of, if I think about it too much, I'm going to the mystery. Like I like the sense of mystery. Like, hey, let's just let this unfold and see what happens. You know, I don't want it to be something planned. A lot of cool and fun, exciting things have happened to me. They happen just on a whim.
Just letting the opportunities flow.
The
when
opportunities come to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like this one, you know.
Yes.
I'm really glad I did it. I'm really glad to be here talking with you about all the crap that's happened to me. I'm sorry I got a little emotional, but that was very, very, it was such a cool moment, and I wish you could have been there. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be emotional.
Well, watch
with
me
you?
win.
Oh. I was like, I can cry right now if you want me to cry with you.
You know, let me share something with you that was
Okay.
really interesting. I'm really not supposed to, but, you know, I don't care.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know that show Big Brother?
No way.
They called me
way.
back.
No.
They called me.
I'm freaking out.
I'm just
because-
kidding.
Oh. You had me. Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
you did your research, huh?
I did a little bit. But okay, well, I'll take it another direction. You know, I was almost on Ink Master. I hate bringing it up. It's kind of cool, but kind of not, because like, what are you gonna brag to people about? Like, I was almost on that show, so they could be like, oh, I got tattooed by that guy that was almost on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you, I applied to be on a reality TV series, and Ink Master was the show, and it's funny, they contacted me. They saw my Instagram, they reached out to me, and for 3 seasons in a row, they strung me along. Like, we want you, you're in the artist pool, we love your stuff. You know, don't take it personal if we don't pick you. Like, there's 50 producers up here, you know, pilfering through a lot of information, and we're trying to dial it in, you know, specifically to each season's criteria. There's a lot of moving parts when
yeah.
it comes to developing a show. So, yeah, it was hard. I got my hopes up like 3 years in a row. You know, you're sitting there Skyping with them, staying in communication, and, you know, you're going to these different things they're having you to do, so that way they know they're getting a quality person to come, you know, not some crazy criminal type, whatever. You know, there's a lot to go through when you're looking to fill a position like that. Like, having someone on a show is a big deal because, like you said, you're locked in there for 90 days at a time.
You have to go through.
You
like
can't leave. Even though you're voted off, you're still there. You're stuck. You're kind of in limbo watching things happen.
You have to go through like psych evals and stuff before they
Correct.
even let you walk through those doors.
That's right. So I did all that stuff, and I was like, they're gonna call me, and I was 3 days away. They were like, all right, we're gonna get you a plane ticket, blah blah blah. But anyway, 3 days before they were gonna start flying people over there, they're like, we decided to go with someone else. I was like, you bastards. They did it again. But whatever. I think things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and that's okay. I'm doing just fine without it.
It's a beautiful journey.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, especially to be able to say that. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I didn't need that. So, you know, if you don't get the call back, don't feel like you need that to move on and be happy with your life, because I'm doing just fine.
The amount of doors that have already opened up, every time like they're like, no, I'm like, you know what? Just gives me time to like work on myself.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, look what I accomplished in XYZ.
Never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Yeah. All right. So you brought your gym bag, right?
Never give up. Also, part of the
Huh?
the advice that you would offer someone that's having a tough time: never give up, man. Just keep pushing.
Yeah.
You know, persevere.
You brought your gym bag,
I did
right?
bring my gym bag.
All right. Let's see it. Why is this your gym bag?
This little gym bag has been with me through a lot. Actually, this gym bag has been with me through those times years ago when I was doing my little boxing training and stuff.
Right.
So it was a gym bag that fit my gloves and my other stuff, my rope, my jump rope and my wraps and all that stuff. You know, it all fit in this bag. And I've washed it a couple times since then, but you know, that little bastard has been with me through a lot. So I keep it with me.
Has it had any holes or anything like that?
Luckily, no, I haven't
That's
been
impressive.
that hard on him.
That's
I
impressive.
treat him good.
How long have you had this bag?
Since 2016.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your favorite thing in your gym bag?
You want to know?
Yes, I do.
My favorite thing in my gym bag today is a snack.
All right.
Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich.
But it's not warm. Was it frozen?
I warmed it up.
Okay. Let's say it's a
I
little
brought
weird.
this because I knew this was going to take a while. You know, and you see Brad Pitt in a lot of these movies. I'm just using him as an example, but in a lot of his movies, like, he's always eating something, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring this sandwich. I'm going to be eating something during my interview.
Would you have thought of that if I hadn't told you some of the questions on the gym bag, Rusty?
I didn't know anything about it.
Oh,
I came
did I
into
not
this
tell you?
completely blind.
Oh. Shame on me. Well, do you normally carry something like that in your gym bag?
No.
No? Okay. What do
This
you...
was straight me mentally preparing for what I'm going to do.
All right. That's not your breakfast, though, right? You had your special yogurt.
I had the yogurt.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you brought that then. Does it have an egg on it?
It does.
Yeah. Egg, cheese, sausage?
Little baby one on it now.
Yeah. Still
It's good.
greasy. Okay. Do you have straps in your bag? No. Do you use a belt? No. What else is
I don't believe in any of that.
No?
No, if you can't do it on your own, why are you cheating?
But what if your legs are stronger than like what your hands can hold?
I lift what I can lift comfortably on my own. So that way all those little muscles that I'm not getting to use regularly get stronger. Now, things take a little longer that way, but that's just how I do it. Not to say that doing it the other way is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, people can do it what's comfortable for them. I'm just doing what's comfortable for me. Now, I will tell you this. I have tried the belt and I have tried the straps. Yeah, it makes things a little easier.
Just a tad.
But I've never done things the easy way.
Yeah.
Never. And that's just because, you know, I want to reap the, you know, that moment ago when I was crying
Yeah.
because I felt so proud of myself. I want to feel that again all the time. And sometimes doing things the hard way, and you reach that moment where you're really proud of yourself, having not, you know, put anything else in the mix to cheat, you feel good.
Yeah.
So I do that.
It's rewarding. Okay, do you have headphones in your gym bag?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs?
2.
2. Why?
Simply because I have connectivity issues with Beats.
Yeah.
My new Bose, love them.
Do you carry anything else in your gym bag?
Like what?
Do you
Well,
have,
what are you carrying?
what do I, dude, if I brought my gym bag over here, you'd be like,
Let's talk about you for a moment. Enough about me.
all right, what do you want
I
to
mean,
know?
I'm glad you brought me here and you're asking me all these questions, but let's talk about you.
All right, what do you want to know?
That's my first question. What do you find yourself thinking about most often?
Right now,
Be honest.
it is this podcast. I think about this podcast. I wake up in the morning, go to bed. It is on my mind quite a bit. All the work that we're putting into it, things that could be better. We're already like working towards season 4. We're already brainstorming like a season 5 and what I want it to look like and where we're going and what we're doing. People I want on.
Yeah.
It never shuts off.
My follow-up question
'Kay.
is, since you've been doing this, what is your favorite memory during this time period where you've been doing the podcast? Your favorite memory?
It's a hard one because I sit down with so many different people.
Boy, you
and
must have had some good times. Lots to choose from, huh?
Just for everybody's different and everybody hits you in a different heartstring.
And I'm a little offended, to be honest with you. Because I just thought your answer might have been like, today's been great.
Watching you
Nothing
put baby
beats
oil on your legs.
nothing beats today. But yeah, what is your favorite memory
I
during this time period?
I would have to say going into the backside of things, so like nothing that you're gonna see through an episode or hear on an episode, but the back work for season 3 probably makes me the most proud, because I've had to go out there and I've had to put myself out there and I've had to say, look, this is the mission I'm on, this is what I want to do, and going from season 2 to season 3, I didn't know what I was going to do. My producer had moved. I needed funding for equipment to be able to run all this stuff, and I had to build myself up pretty well mentally in order to like go out in the community and just pitch it. And I think my favorite memory is when people were like, yes. But also the no's that I got too, like they taught me lessons within themselves as well. I asked multiple people. Some people didn't respond. Some people, they were like, it's just not the right timing for us. But it's going to be that grunt work that had to go in to make this happen. And now I'm able to watch season 3 play out through the episodes right now, and it just, I don't know, it makes me happy, makes me proud.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing that you wanted to happen so badly is coming to fruition just through hard work and perseverance, something we touched on earlier. Please pay attention. I hope that resonates with you, persevere, Everybody's going through something. Tough times will come and go, but it's like bad weather, here today, gone tomorrow, because the sun is coming out.
Yeah.
And she'll tell you, just putting in a little bit of love and effort goes a long way. Here we are.
It is crazy to think like this started as just like a daydream, and then like you put in the work, and you put in the work, and I think we've learned something every single day. Every single time we've recorded, every single time we edit, it's like a little bit faster or a little bit easier in certain ways. So it's cool. It's cool what work does. And I enjoy it.
Yeah, see, we have something in common you probably didn't even know.
No.
I mean, that's how it's kind of, tattooing is transformed,
Yeah.
You got to put a lot of effort, love, and attention into something that you want so badly, and to watch it come to fruition and to blossom, man, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, another reason I was crying earlier.
Well, what else do you want to know? We have like 30 minutes.
I thought we were talking about me.
Oh, my God. All right, well, I can go back to you. I got more questions for you.
Okay, what do you got?
All right, I've got some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so let me pull them up for you. First question. How much protein do you eat? Do you know?
No.
No. All right.
I eat about a chicken and a half.
Yeah?
No.
Rotisserie?
I do like rotisserie chicken, but last night I had a chicken breast and a half and a Greek salad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. What is your favorite lift or exercise?
I love doing legs, man. I'm trying to make some tree trunks here, specifically because you need your legs to do a lot of things. Walking's one of them. Mm-hmm. It wasn't too long ago. I was in Orlando on a trip, and boy, I'm glad I give these babies some love and attention, because I was walking, man. I think one day I did 15 miles. I took my son on his first trip for Disney World and Universal. Mm-hmm. Man, we did a lot of walking, and a couple of those days were definitely more than some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific leg exercise you like more than the others?
Lunges.
Ooh.
I like lunges, like leg press, and I love doing work with the kettlebell. Mm-hmm. Bavarian twists and Bavarian lunges, something like that. And then finish with the chocolate cigarette and maybe a glass of wine, maybe a sausage.
A fancy cheese.
A fancy cheese.
What is your least favorite exercise or lift?
I hate squats.
A lot of people
I don't know. I just can't. The bar, like, it's difficult getting comfortable. I guess because I'm so big in the shoulders or whatever. But with that bar behind my head, and it's, you know, I got all this weight on there. It's just it feels awkward and strange, and it's tough. You know, I've hurt my back a couple of times doing that. Because I've had these trainers. I won't name them.
Yeah.
But in the past, you know, they're like, you can do it, you know, pushing me to fucking put more weight on. I was like, bruh, I think it's enough. No, you could be so much bigger. I'm like, I don't need to be bigger, but okay. I'll try for you. And that was a mistake I made. I pushed too hard, strained my back. Wasn't anything the chiropractor could fix, because I pinched, you know, you pinch a nerve, you pinch the wrong nerve, your back's gonna be upset for a month, you know what I mean? Like, you're not coming to the gym the next day.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it, you know? And there's been a couple times where I've been on the incline bench, you know, and I'm trying to impress myself, and I throw another pancake on it, you know what I mean? A little pancake and peanut butter, and you know, I'm doing my press, and man, you could twist, you could really pinch a muscle in your neck, you know, whatever. You know, that happened to me one time.
Yeah.
It's really upsetting when you injure yourself in the gym. I think people don't think about that enough. Don't push yourself too hard, but enough in the direction that you're making gains and able to do it safely, because these people are just pushing you too much, or maybe you're trying to impress somebody, or you got your little tripod out and you're making freaking videos.
Me.
Taking, be careful, you know.
Yeah.
Love yourself, and love yourself enough not to push too hard. That way you're sustaining some sort of injury. That way you can come tomorrow, and I can see you smiling and working out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look in the mirror, what is your favorite muscle on you?
Huh. That's a good question.
I'm surprised you don't have an answer to that.
I take a lot of pride in my arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the tattoos make it better?
Getting a little separation, you know.
Yeah.
The tattoos, I love my tattoos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is something you do intentionally every single day?
Specific to what? Because I do a lot of shit on purpose all the time.
Some people are like, oh, I make my bed every day. Some people are like, oh, I read the Bible every day. Some do affirmations every day. Some have a certain thing in their routine that they do every day. Some people say brush their teeth. I would hope so.
Something I do outside of all that on purpose every day is I like to reach out to a friend, to a client, to my wife, somebody, you know, I've made a good habit of this, but just to let someone know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I'll use an acquaintance of mine as an example, Brad. Awesome guy, very nice, very helpful. I don't get to see him or speak to him frequently, but occasionally I like to send people a little text that says, hey, if nobody's told you today, I'm proud of you. Or depending on how good our relationship is, you know, hey, if nobody's told you today, I just want you to know I love you, bud. That's
so important. I don't think a lot of people realize how important that actually is.
Huge.
Yeah.
I would like to get a text like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a couple people that I've done it to have done it right back, you know, surprisingly, you know, just down the line. It's not like they did it the next day. So I know that it impacted those people. It means something, and enough for them to take the time to send me something similar back.
Mm-hmm. We just all want to feel connected and loved, and yeah, I felt that. It's kind of what stickers do for me.
Sure, you know, it ain't about me. I got a question for you.
Yes.
What is your life's purpose? What is your purpose in life?
Purpose. That's a That's a tricky question. I guess you could go down two different routes for that, because like I have a family. So I have a husband, I have a daughter, and I feel like my life purpose is partially for them, to be able to help them navigate their life and be a partner and be an important key character in their lives to help them get to wherever they are going. But also, I feel like my life purpose on the other end of it, as like more personally, is just to make a difference with people. Life, like you mentioned earlier, it's hard. Life is hard for
No. You can't piggyback on.
No.
No.
I'm
This has
not
got to come from
taking
you.
yours. But I've been handing out stickers for 3 years, and it's something that I give out stickers more than just when I'm in the gym too.
That's when I hear that you're the sticker lady, and I didn't know what that meant. And then I met you, and you gave me a sticker.
Yeah.
I didn't know you roll around with a little bag of
Dude,
stickers.
my sticker, it's filled. I'm actually looking at ordering more. But just to make a difference, and it is a domino effect in it. I don't know. Maybe my purpose is to hand out stickers to make a difference for the rest of my life. But
Okay.
I want to be able to impact people's lives. Like today there was a guy working out, and he was getting it. Like, probably the hardest worker in the area that I was in right then. And I went over there, never seen this guy in my life. And the sticker said, don't quit until you feel like you, and then like keep going, something along those lines. And I gave him that sticker, and I was like, I see you, keep going, you're doing great. And he came up to me like 15 minutes later, and he said, you have no idea, like I needed this sticker today. And he said, I just wanted to come tell you thank you, and I appreciate it. And then he walked away, and
Isn't that nice?
if I could make life just a little bit easier for others. Yeah. It's kind of like with this podcast. We're all bebopping around. Everything's great and dandy, but a lot of these people that come through here have some kind of story to share, and I don't know. We don't have to do it alone.
Characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good answer. I liked it.
Thanks. Okay, do you read or listen to audiobooks?
I listen to podcasts.
Do you listen to mine?
Specifically, my favorites are Michael Rappaport's I Am Michael Rappaport Stereo podcast. I love listening to comedy. Sometimes I need a laugh to lift me up, so I'm listening to Bill Burr's podcast. And occasionally, on occasion, I'll revisit some Joe Rogan and listen to some of that. But I've also had a lot of fun listening to Theo Von's This Past Weekend podcast.
Oh. All right.
And I don't get to visit those much except when I'm on long drives. So instead of just the monotony of music that I already listen to a lot of music every day at work, and I listen to all kinds of music. But sometimes you just want to hear somebody else speak, and see what's on their mind. So I pop on a podcast, and I just cruise along.
Yeah. All right. So what time do you wake up in the mornings?
7:30, 8 o'clock.
What time do you go to bed?
I give myself a bedtime of midnight. I try and be in bed by midnight, but sometimes I stay up a little later.
Yeah.
Just depends on what time I get home, girl. Like you can never tell. I can't put a time limit on excellence. I'm at work grinding, and then that's when I finish. I'm done.
Yeah.
I can go now.
Yeah.
And I posted my masterpiece on my Instagram or Facebook, and those people were super proud, and I'm super proud of it. So it's nice to get good feedback, and sometimes you want to celebrate a little bit when you go home and unwind.
If you had your own gym, what is your number one must-have?
I do have my own gym. I'm here. No. If I had my own personal gym and it was called, Aubrey's World, whatever, I would definitely have a cold plunge in it, which
Yeah.
1440 has. They have a nice cold plunge here. I love doing the cold plunge. I definitely would probably have a cryotherapy unit. Those I love getting in the cold because you feel amazing afterwards. It's a little difficult, but if you can get through tough times like those, what else can you get through?
Yeah.
All those things that you were stressed about that you thought it's the end of the world really aren't that bad. Like your power is in how you respond to stressful situations. Just like earlier when I was crying.
Should have made you go get in the cold plunge.
Shit happens, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm saying is you're going to have to move on, and you're still going to have to address things and speak eloquently and hold yourself in a light that people can see you shine still. So, like, it's just bad weather, it comes and goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My next question is.
Even though that was really good weather, those were tears of joy.
Yes.
A lot of proud moments. I was just reliving them, just in my mind and my heart. Like, I wish I could go back. If you had a time machine, where would you go back in time to?
Does that have to be in my lifetime? No.
Anytime you want. You got a time machine, and you can go back for one day and re-experience something. What would that be?
Dang, that's a good question. I don't think I'd go back in my lifetime, in part of my life. I'm enjoying this time now, but if I had to choose, honestly, I would go somewhere where the fashion is just good fashion.
Fashion.
Yes, I would love to experience 50s fashion where everybody dressed up to leave their house and they didn't leave in sweats or leggings or their pajamas. You're everybody leaves the door pristine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd
Nice.
go back in time like that. What would you go back to? You'd go back to boxing, right?
Yeah, I would want to go back and relive those moments,
Yeah.
Even if it was just for a brief time and I got to feel that again, that would be really cool. I mean, all this other stuff that happened, it happened already, but this happened to me.
Yeah.
And there's just going to be, I hope that you guys experience something like that in your life that oh man, I wish I could relive that moment. I hope you guys have that already. If not, if it hasn't happened, it's coming.
Yeah.
I hope you reach that moment where you're like, man, I would love to relive that again.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go back to then, it'd be,
Good times.
it was a good time.
If you could give anybody honorable mention for anything that they have done, who would you give honorable mention to and why?
To my brother. He's my brother, my business partner, my best friend. He's rolled with me through a lot of the tough times, and here we are, still kicking ass. We're almost 20 years, shop owners. We're 16 years, throwing, tattoo conventions together. We've done a lot of fun, exciting, amazing things together. Haven't all been easy, but we're making it, every day. And watching each other grow, it's been exciting. It's been fun. Not always in the same direction, but still heading in that same direction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
Been cool.
It's pretty cool to have somebody for that long, too.
Yeah, you're pushing me,
Yeah.
The subconscious level of someone pushing you. Not everybody has that, he wants to be excellent at his craft, and as do I. But watching him kick ass every day makes me want to go kick some more ass.
Okay, I have one last question for you.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
All right.
What is it? What you got?
If you had an extra 60 minutes in your day, how do you choose to spend that?
Oh, shoot, at home with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mean a lot to you, huh?
Well, yeah, the big part of my day is chewed up by work and, what I can give myself in the gym if I can get some extra time at home with my family, my wife and kids, and that's where I would want to spend it, you know, because I feel like I give so much of myself to my life's work. You know, they deserve my time, and man, I feel like I probably miss some of those special little nuances and moments that you can only experience if you're there. And sometimes, you know, I'm a little busy.
Yeah.
But I'm on a quest, you know, quest for greatness. Not sure when I'll get there, but, you know, I want to be consistent in that quest.
I feel like when you get to age 90, you're going to be able to look back and be like, wow, because it's double what you've already done.
Double.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an impressive story.
Yeah, I've done a lot. It's like I said, it's a lot to unpack. We've only, you know, scratched the surface in this interview. But there's so much more.
Yeah.
Oh man, lots to talk about. A lot of more things to cry about.
I do want to have you on as a guest again.
Wow, we're not even done with this one. And
know.
you're talking about having me back. That's a compliment on its own. Thank you. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any final words?
No, I'll see you tomorrow. You know, I'll be around.
All right, you guys. Make sure you download, like, and subscribe. You can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook. Have a beautiful day, friends. Bye.